Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo.
Good morning, and welcome to today's family service. My name is Doug, and I'll be the chairperson today. Today, Oksan, Sharmon Fujimoto, will be conducting the service in place of Reverend Dennis. We will begin this morning's service with Sambujo in the Purple Book on pages 24 and 25.
Namanda, Namanda, Namanda.
Now we will have sutra chanting Jusei in the Purple Book on page 93.
我言調整言一心無浄土志願不満足政府上昇が青無量不意大聖主不再ショッピング政府上昇が足上仏道妙正長実法空教に正門政府上昇が利欲人少年上映主文業四部無浄土一生天日人力現代法不償無罪道少女三苦妙交際集約難大義知恵言熱心根本永足小悪道通達全宗門放送上満足非要実法日月集中期天候普遍一周解放送法制空読法上大集中説法ししく空用一切物無足習徳門万年質上満徳利三大門両仏無下地通達に不詳万学営利投資最小尊往復諸天に等身よってナマンダブナマンダブ
Please stand for our first gatha in the White Book. We Are One on page 150. And then please remain standing for the reading of the three treasures in the Purple Book on page 8. We're doing the reading of the three treasures on page 8 with Sharmon will be the leader.
Hard is it to be born into human life, now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One, now we hear it. If we do not realize the truth of this life, when will it be realized? Let us ever three treasures of the truth.
Take refuge in the Buddha. May we absorb ourselves in the principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves the supreme will. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we be submerged in the depths of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we live in harmony in the great assembly as disciples of Buddha and be free from all hindrances, becoming units of true accord in the life of harmony, in the spirit of universe.
Even through myriad ages of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu.
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 Namanda, Namanda, Namanda.
Now, Oksan Sensei Sharmon will share a Dharma message with us.
Ohayou gozaimasu. Good to see everybody. First thing I would like to do is Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandam, namandam, namandam. First thing I'd like to do is thank everyone for yesterday's teriyaki chicken dinner, the preparation, all the work that went into planning and everything. It was a huge group of people that came together to make sure people were fed, bentos were made, and people were able to enjoy the food. I am so grateful to the temple for they sent over extra food for Sensei and I really appreciate that. There's so many of our members that helped in preparing it. But when we remember how this whole interconnected world is, there were the people who grew those little baby cute chicks after they hatched. There were the people who took care of growing the corn and feed. There was a farmer somewhere. There was trucks and tires and oil and gas. There were people who grew rice somewhere else, probably not on the chicken farm, but harvested the rice, made sure that it got harvested into market, that we can so easily go to the market and get our rice and wash it and put it in, and we don't have to in the fall when it ripens and everything and separate the husk from the actual rice. And then there's all the extras, the shoyu and the beans and watching it turn into shoyu and all the ingredients, the vinegar, the garlic, growing garlic for teriyaki, all the things that we season it with. And when we stop and think about that, then we have to think about the boxes that were made and all the gas and the delivery people and so no longer does it just become our Sangha. That Sangha becomes the bigger picture when we step back into this whole world of how far up and down this California coast or even further than that all these things and ingredients and people and hard work came together to manifest in a beautiful meal that was presented in the soybeans too, right? The little soybeans. What's it called? Edamame. Rainfall. That was so good. So many people take part in every act we do every day. Even if we think, I got up, I did it all on my own. Yes. There's so many things that have to take place. We have to have that oxygen. We have to have that gravity that holds us. We have to have so many different elements that sometimes we take for granted and we think we did it all on our own. And I think that when we remember how many little parts that it takes to put together one appearingly simple bento, it just blows one's mind. That's so many aspects. We can just go to the cupboard and get, but there was a whole process that happened before it got to the cupboard. And when you think about each one of those little processes, it's amazing, absolutely amazing. So to all those people who did the bentos and everything, thank you very much. As you know, Sensei and I have struggled with COVID. We got the opportunity to experience COVID recently. I am so grateful for the medication and the hospitals and the nurses and the doctors, many who lost their lives, and for all those people we lost during the pandemic. And I was laying there one day feeling really rotten because I couldn't swallow. My throat felt like it was this big, and I was throwing up, and I didn't do well with the medicine, but obviously the medicine said, I didn't die. So I'm very appreciative for the medicine because I think back to all those people that I know you probably lost, that I lost, that were like grandmas to me, aunties, uncles, people in our temple that got COVID, and how difficult it must have been for them. It was hard to breathe for a while, but after a while, it was just a mucus problem. I feel like a slug. I could be a slug and zoom all over the parking lot because I have so much mucus. And the drugs, even though it tasted like metal, like I was licking on aluminum, it obviously did something because I got over my COVID pretty quick. Although I still mask and take precautions, I think that it's just miraculous that they developed a drug so that I don't have to be an intentional long hauler. I might be a long hauler, but I don't think so. I've tested negative for probably the past 10 days. I don't test every day, but just in case, just in case. And all I can say is I remember looking at the numbers on the TV when we were all in shutdown and how those numbers went up like huge every day, huge every day. And I kept thinking, oh, is it going to be, when is it going to hit the number of people at Hiroshima and Nagasaki when they died from the atomic bomb? And it flew past that number. It flew past that number. And I just realized what a huge loss everybody was experiencing. Those grandmas and grandpas, those people in care homes, those people that they found later. And, you know, many of them were alone and people didn't even know. And so I just feel like at this point in time, we are so fortunate. We're so fortunate. And not just because we can go down to Walgreens and get our medicine, that there were people who gave their lives for that. And of course, again, then there's the tires, the gas, the oil, the shipping, and as we know, we're all recovering from that COVID time with supply chains and everything. So it really is amazing that we made it through a pandemic, and yet we still had these residuals of disease and stuff, which we've always had. But we are so fortunate. I feel like I'm fortunate anyway. And to have the Sangha and the support from people who sent emails or little letters and stuff, I just really appreciated that. It made me realize that Sensei isn't like invincible. I always thought he worked out, he has lower body fat than me, he's in great shape. I have more hair, but he's overall in great shape. I do comb my hair, even though it gets frizzy. I do comb my hair every morning, even though he doesn't do that on his list. And I mean, you know, there were times when I looked over at him and I thought, do I need to take him to the hospital? Do I need to take him? And then I'm thinking, no, he's going to make it through this. And yet, we had it so easy compared to those people that didn't have anything. And it made me realize how alone one would feel when you're in the hospital, let alone when you're on a respirator because you can't talk. They sedate you so they could put the tube down you and then never to see your family again. So it's just really made me appreciate everything. Just so you know, I have my RSV vaccine. I got my flu shot. Not saying, look at me, not like that at all. But guess what? I also had my COVID shot. So, gosh dang, I still got COVID. And I think the whole story there is be safe and mask. I don't want anybody to go through what, you know, we went through or we're going through or, you know, recovering. I'm amazed that I could chant. Usually I end up trying to capture my breath. I took off my N94 or 5, whatever it is. It's amazing. We take our breath for granted. And yet, if you do any kind of sitting meditation, it's always about just calming and breathing. Calming and breathing. That deep breath in and that slow release. And yet, not to be able to breathe as deep as you want, or to go into a but it makes me realize how lucky we are. And thank goodness for all the trees that give us the oxygen that we can turn into carbon dioxide, and we have that flow, ebb and flow. I think it made me realize a lot of things. I know Sensei came home and he told me about the lady here on Alameda that went missing, the Asian lady that went missing. And when I heard that story or read that story, I was like so afraid, because people don't go out for a walk and just go missing. There isn't something that comes in and swoops them up and then brings them back later. To me, it just sounded not good. And the other day when we went out, I said, you told me there was a flyer out in the front. And he said, they took it down. And I said, what happened? What happened? He goes, they found her. And they found her under the bridge between Island A and Island B. And to me, I guess that's a part of our lives too. When we lose somebody that we know or we don't know, there's this kinship we have to them. And it reminds me of every victim I ever worked with who survived or didn't survive, and the impact it has on their family. So today, please hold that family close in your heart and send them love, because there's nothing that is more tragic than losing someone before their time due to someone else's selfish behavior or antisocial behavior. To me, in talking with the kids this morning, they were so cute. We talked about respect, and they were just adorable. They were just adorable. And I wanted them to realize that respect isn't just for the elders. It's for everybody. It's for everything. Everything Amida in this interconnected net of jewels. We are interconnected with everything. Somewhere in the world, these chairs grew. They are living entities. They were growing at one point in time. And now they provide us a place to put our little tush as we sit and listen to the Dharma talk. And we look at this building and we look at this post right here. And how old is that wood? Well, we know this house is over 100 years old, right? And so the framing, that we could see that as wood or that is plastered over, all of this, it's living legend, right? And yet the essence in this hondo carries that essence of all those that came before us. So our little picture out there on our fence out there with the elders and the little ones, and our little ones that were little then are older than our people now. So that's kind of a long time ago. And yet their essence still resonates in here. And in this temple resonates the joys of a newborn and the death of someone and the joy. This is sacred ground. When I come through those gates, I know this is sacred ground, that people have kept this place because they brought this with them from Japan, that they believed it was important enough, that they started, that we could be generations later and appreciate this. Even if it's for this moment on Sunday morning, to take that moment and say, yes, yes. What a brilliant, brilliant mindset that they were raised and they came over as teenagers, young people, to start a world that they could have families, because those farms didn't have enough land for them to marry and have families. And yet to come over and through all odds, survive, prevail, and provide such an incredible living place for all of us to come and find that moment where we reconnect again to everything in this universe that has come before us, that will come after us. And we are the lucky ones, because right here in this moment, right now, this life, we are breathing,
and we appreciate everything that's gone on, and we hope to pass on to the young ones and those generations that come after us. Today is birthday Sunday. Who has a birthday in October? People, raise your hand if you were born in October. Respect your mother. Okay. One of these times we'll have people who have birthdays in October. And if you are fibbing, then that's not right. You know that's not right. Your mother is not appreciating that because she went through a lot to bring you into this world. But last Sunday of the month is birthday Sunday. This was my grandfather's birthday this month, and it's also the month my mom died. So October has a lot of things. I remember when I was little, it was just all about Halloween, 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 Halloween. And then life starts to hit you in different ways. And so I think it's amazing because it's life and death and everything in between. But now you know, as you probably I've matured in my outlook about death and the ability to move through it, even though there's days when it's hard. So I don't know how long I've been talking. I can't see the clock back there very good. But I would like everyone to Gassho. I would like to recognize the four ridges of life: the newborns and the babies, the young people, the adults, and our elders. I would like to recognize the plants that feed us and the nutrients that grow under the ground for them to grow, the Standing Tree Nation, and our mountains, the standing rocks. I would like to recognize Mother Earth, the sun, the moon, and all the cycles that we go through each and every day, sometimes from moment to moment, sometimes month to month, sometimes annually, and throughout our lives we move through these ridges of life. I'd like to thank all those animals that accompany us on this journey, the two-legged, the four-legged, the ones that fly through the air, the ones that crawl on the ground, the ones that live under the ground, the ones that live in the water. I'd like to thank the water, the air, the earth we stand on, for all that. And I would like to thank all the different nations of this world, of the two-legged people, for looking at and becoming part of humanity. I'd like to think of all those people who are going through illness, disease, destruction, and war. And please, think of them in a compassionate way as Alameda looks at us always. We are fortunate at this point in time in our lives to have all that we have and the peacefulness that we have. And even when we don't think it's peaceful when you think of other things happening in this world. Someday people will evolve and hopefully learn how to live together in a more healthy way. I'd like to thank those that come before us that provide everything. I'd like to remember my mom and my dad today, my grandparents, my aunties, and my uncles, that all were a part of my life, that gave me support and nurturing, as you remember your mom and dad and your aunts and parents, or the stories you remember of them. They all too are a part of who you are today. I would like to thank all the people that will come in the future for keeping this a living legend and a place that we can come and clear our thoughts and just be all that we were meant to be.
Namo Amida Butsu.
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 Namanda. Namanda. Thank you.
Thank you, Okusan, for your heartfelt message. We really appreciate your sharing so many details and personal information about your situation and Sensei's situation. It really moves us and touches us and helps us to live in Nembutsu. So deep appreciation to you for that. Please stand for the Gatha in the White Book on page 36, Arigato. And we're going to, verse 2, we're just going to sing verse 2 only, Japanese and English. Verse 2, Arigato in the White Book on page 36.
Yes.
We'd like to really offer our gratitude to all of those who helped with preparations for today's service. And as Sharmon Fujimoto pointed out, thank you, Okusan, for standing in, and also for Reverend Dennis, too, for doing all the setup for YouTube, for the YouTube connection. And all those who did the altar flowers, our organist Lenny, thank you. And we want to give special thanks for everyone who participated in setting up all the offerings, the flowers and the fruit and all the refreshments, and Dharma school, and getting everything set up. Thank you. Are there any newcomers here today? No? Okay. Well, thanks again for coming to our service. And next Sunday is October 29th, which is the 5th Sunday. So for that reason, there will not be any service on next Sunday, October 29th, because it's the 5th Sunday. On Sunday, November 5th, the memorial service, Shotsuki service on 10 a.m. on November 5th. That will be the next service. Of course, because of there will not be any Ask Reverend Dennis today. We already did the birthdays, so we didn't have any birthdays. If we did, of course, this would be the point where people would come up and offer coins or however they want to remember, and we would all sing happy birthday to them. But so we're going to skip that today. So again, thanks for attending this morning's service, and please come up and do the. Were there any other announcements? Any other special announcements? No. Okay. So again, thanks for coming, and please come up and do Oshoko.